Hello everybody, going to make this a brief video. This is on a channel that I don't care about. This video has been uploaded to a channel I don't care about. For the main reason that I want to keep it separate from the Vindicator stuff, because from the beginning of the year there was a consensus between Shangy, Atheism Defended and myself that we were no longer going to make videos about Coughlan anymore, because we came to the conclusion that, you know, he loved the videos we made about him. He fed off them, him being, you know, a troll. We were just feeding him with all the videos we were making about him. And we came to the conclusion that, you know, we were quite comfortable knowing ourselves that what this guy actually was. We weren't bothered about broadcasting or trying to convince people anymore what Coughlan is actually like. And I think over the last few weeks, I think a lot of his fans have come to realise what Coughlan is really like, judging from the comments that have been posted on some of his recent videos. As you know, a few weeks ago he made the accusation that myself, Shangy and Atheism Defended had filed false DMCAs against him. I will add that Coughlan, you know, he posted no screenshots of the DMCAs that he claims to have received, and that's usually a done thing on YouTube. You know, if you're going to make accusations against people, at least have the courtesy to post evidence that these events have actually taken place. Now, saying that aside, he didn't even provide evidence that myself, Shangy or Raoul even filed any DMCAs against it. And I've stated in comments that I haven't filed false DMCAs against Coughlan because, to be honest with you, I'm not that fucking bothered about the guy anymore. Since Christmas, you know, there's been no videos about him. You know, we've mentioned him passing in comments and stuff, but that's been it. We're just not interested in him anymore. He's a one-trick pony. Unless Coughlan has somebody to be in confrontation with, he's fucking nothing. The guy's a fucking loser. And, you know, we just gave up. We've got more important things to do with our lives. We've got things in our real lives that we're dealing with at the minute. And like I said all along, this is just a hobby for me, YouTube. I'm not interested in being fucking famous or anything like that. You know, this is just a place where I come to air my opinions and my views about stuff on YouTube or life in general. I don't give a shit about views, about how many subs I've got or anything like that, because it's just not important. You know, I think I showed that when I shut the Spartan Mindset account down, because as far as I was concerned at that point, you know, it had gone out of control. It really had got out of control. And YouTube's one of these sort of places that, you know, it kind of sucks you into the drama. And if you're not careful, you can lose yourself within that drama, and you can become the very thing that you are supposedly fighting against. And I think all three of us realised that, and that's why the videos stopped being made about Coughlan. And even from Christmas, even for the past 3 months, you know, we've had the drama baiting from Coughlan, you know, the mentioning in videos of us and stuff like that, and we just ignored him, because that's the best defence against Coughlan, is just ignoring the guy. But I feel I have to speak about this because he's making accusations against me, and I don't particularly like it because he's doing it without any evidence. You know, he's constantly whining and bitching and complaining that people are attacking his videos, his channels, or whatever. And yet he always comes back and he blames the same group of people. Now, Coughlan's been on YouTube a very long time, from its more or less from its very beginning. And in that time, he's made an awful lot of fucking enemies. He has. You know, you've got the Pat Condell fans, you've got Thunderfoot fans, you've got Brett King fans, you've got Unison fans, you know, or anybody that Coughlan has ever, you know, publicly made drama videos about. You can add all of them to the list of people that have got an axe to grind with Coughlan. You know, and me personally, my style is that I make videos about people. I don't go for the underhanded tactics of making sock accounts or anything like that. You know, I prefer to deal with people face to face in a video, say what I've got to say, and then it's fucking done. And if they want to come back with a back and forth, then that's fine. I'll continue it. And if I feel strongly about something, I will comment on it. that's just who I am. But, you know, as I said, from Christmas, called it a day with fucking Coughlan, because he is just a waste of time. It's wasting my time and anybody's time who's watching the videos, because there's much more productive things I can be doing on YouTube rather than talking about this one-trick pony that's a thin-skinned little whiny little bitch that whines and complains all the time about the criticism he's getting, yet he levies the same criticism against other people, which, you know, it's a classic case of being able to dish it out but not take it. And that's all Coughlan is. That's what it all boils down to. Coughlan hates criticism, and I think he's proven that over the last few weeks. You know, he's gone into this paranoid rant about people vote botting his videos, which is kind of impossible. You can't run a vote botting program on YouTube anymore. It's the vote bots stopped, you know, way back in 2010 when YouTube introduced new algorithms to stop the vote botting system being abused. I will admit that, you know, its recent introduction of Google Plus does make it easier to make multiple accounts and to attack channels, you know, which I've been a victim of myself, so I will openly admit that. But like I said, that's just YouTube. That's just YouTube fucking in general. There's always going to be some idiots out there that want to silence people and not engage them. But that's just YouTube. It really is. And if you can't accept that, then you shouldn't be on this site. And another thing that I want to bring up is that only a few months ago, Coughlan was making fun of the Amazing Atheist for this exact same scenario that he's in now. You know, the Amazing Atheist was coming on and making videos about people wanting to take his channel down, or the fact that he was going to lose his channel, and he was worrying about it. And Coughlan took the piss out of Amazing Atheist for that. And that's fair enough, he can do that. But now he finds himself in a similar situation, and here we have Coughlan, you know, whining and bitching about his channel maybe going down. And in his video where he was saying about the DMCAs, he was actually nearly in fucking tears over his channel going down. And it just proves to me, you know, that this guy is too weak to be on a website like this. He really is. I mean, I know people bring it up, and I know Coughlan says, you know, he wears it as a badge of honour. But you've only got to look way back to his video where he has a meltdown on the internet to know that this guy shouldn't be anywhere near a public, you know, media website where a place where that if you give out criticism, then you're going to get the fucking thing back. And if you can't accept that, then you will fall apart pretty rapidly, as we've seen over the last few weeks with Coughlan and his paranoid rants. One thing I will say is that the tradition is that with cult leaders, dictators, is that they tend to demonize their critics into one group. And I'm not saying that Coughlan's a dictator or some kind of fucking cult leader, although he does have one or two followers that act like a fucking cult. But, you know, they tend to demonize their critics by calling them a name. And with Coughlan's case, it's the Anti-coughlan Taliban. So anybody that criticises Coughlan is automatically stigmatised and demonised as a anti-coughlan Taliban member, and he just dismisses them out of hand. And, you know, whatever. You know, you just go right ahead. You know, you're not kidding anybody. And I think quite a few of your subs are realising this now. We know what you are now, Coughlan. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about you anymore. You can do whatever you want to do. But I haven't filed any DMCAs against you or anything like that. And, you know, as I've said, you provided no evidence whatsoever, and your fans have just decided to run with your assumption that this is true. And that kind of backs my case again, that there's been some kind of like fucking cult mentality when it comes to you and your fans. That's basically all I've got to say on this. You know, I haven't made a video about you since Christmas, and I ain't going to make any more videos after this one, because you're just not fucking worth it. The only reason I've addressed you now is because you mentioned me in your last video, and I was going to let that slide, but your latest accusations about your D-Bags channel being vote botted now, you know, if it is true and there are people out there vote botting your channel, then I do feel sorry for you, because you don't deserve it. Nobody deserves to be censored on the internet. But like I said, it is the internet, and you are going to get instances like this, and you have to have the mentality that if your channel goes down, you just think, fuck it, I'll start again, I'll make another channel, because at the end of the day, it's just an electronic profile on the fucking internet. Alright? It's nothing to lose fucking sleep over or worry about. It's not a life and death situation, as you seem to make it out all the time. So this is Vindicator signing off, and, you know, coughlan, just grow the fuck up, man the fuck up, and, you know, just deal with it. It's the internet.